All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into this work at home blueprint 2.0 thing.
Okay.
It's kind of funny we're talking about working from home while we're working from home.
Yeah.
But hey, I think we all like the idea of no commute and being our own boss, right?
It's definitely a hot topic these days, for sure. And this blueprint, it makes a lot of big promises,
Yeah.
Financial freedom, working in your PJs, ditching the 9-to-5 grind. It all sounds pretty tempting.
Yeah, for sure. It really knows what we all want.
Yeah.
But are those promises realistic? Well, they could maybe not saying.
That's a good question. I mean, the flexibility and, being your own boss, those are big pluses, but working from home isn't magic.
Right.
The blueprint even says that something like 74% of employees feel like they're not reaching their full potential.
Wow. Okay.
So it's clear the traditional job thing isn't working for everyone.
Right. And it seems like this blueprint is trying to tap into that feeling.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. How does it say we can achieve this work from home dream?
Well, it gives you two main options. You can find a remote job or start a home-based business, and each one, has things to consider.
So with a remote job, you're basically just trading the office for your home office.
Yeah,
You still got a boss and deadlines and all that.
exactly. You're still working for someone else on their terms, but with the home-based business, you have more control and probably more money too.
Okay, but that sounds a lot riskier.
Yeah, it can be. Think of it like this: a remote job is like taking a detour. You're still on the same highway, just enjoying a different view.
Good.
Starting a business is like going off-roading. You're making your own path, but you need to know what you're doing.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So how does this blueprint help with the off-roading? Does it have specific ideas for businesses?
Oh yeah, it mentions a bunch of things. Freelance copywriting, online marketing, even digital marketing for seniors.
Oh, wow.
It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks.
It's interesting that it talks about digital marketing for seniors. That seems like a really good niche.
Definitely. And what's helpful is it doesn't pretend that these options are a quick fix. It actually talks about the real work involved.
Okay.
It even has a section on avoiding scams, which is important.
Right. So it acknowledges that there are some bad parts of working from home.
Yeah.
What kind of red flags does it say to watch out for?
The usual stuff: promises that sound too good to be true, pressure to pay money up front, and companies that are super vague about what they actually do.
So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Exactly.
That's good advice in general, not just for working from home.
Yeah.
So it seems like the blueprint is trying to be honest about the challenges, but still be positive about working from home.
Right?
But honestly, I'm a bit overwhelmed by all the bonus stuff it includes.
Right.
There's like a bonus for everything.
I know, right? It's like they're trying to make up for not giving you an actual physical blueprint.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of like the whole work from home world itself. There's just so much information out there. It's hard to know where to start.
So how does the blueprint help people actually take action? Does it talk about things like managing your time and being productive?
That's where some of the bonuses actually are helpful. There's one on work at home productivity that looks pretty good. It talks about setting realistic goals and getting rid of distractions.
That seems important, especially when you're your own boss and there's so many distractions around.
Right.
But let's be real, sometimes the hardest part of working from home is not doing laundry or watching Netflix.
Totally. You need to be way more disciplined when you're working from home because you're not just managing your work, you're managing your whole environment.
Right. Okay, self-discipline is key. But what about being social when you work from home? The blueprint does mention isolation as a downside.
Yeah.
How does it suggest people deal with that?
It says you need to actually try to connect with people, join online groups, go to those virtual co-working things, or even just schedule video calls with friends or colleagues.
So it's about being deliberate about making those connections.
Yeah, working from home shouldn't mean being alone. It's about finding new ways to connect with people.
So it's not just about getting work done and escaping the office. It's about having a good work life, wherever your office is.
Right, and that's something people don't always talk about enough.
Yeah, that's a great point. So we've talked about the promises and the paths and the problems and the good parts of working from home, all based on this work at home blueprint 2.0.
We have.
But let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What are some of the most successful ways people work from home? And how do they relate to what we've been talking about?
That's a great question, and it brings us to a bigger conversation about how work is changing. Stay tuned, we'll unpack that in the next part of our deep dive. Welcome back. So we were talking about the different ways people work from home, and it's interesting how much it's all changed over the years.
Yeah, it's not just about working from home anymore. It's the gig economy and freelancing and companies that are all remote. It's like the whole way we think about work is different now.
Exactly. And all these ways of working appeal to different people, like
Right.
freelancing, you got to be really self-motivated and hustle all the time, but working for a remote company is more stable, even if you have less freedom.
So it sounds like choosing how you want to work from home is just as important as choosing the actual job.
Exactly.
Does this blueprint help people figure that out?
It kind of does, especially in the part about money. You remember that emergency cash bonus we talked about?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of gimmicky at first.
I get it, but think about it. Traditional money advice is all about having a regular paycheck.
Right.
But when you're freelance or you have your own business, the money can be all over the place.
So you need a backup plan.
Yeah. The blueprint says you should have enough money saved to cover like 3 to 6 months of living expenses, just in case things go slow.
That makes sense. But saving that much money can be hard, especially when you're just starting out.
It is. Yeah, the blueprint recommends some things like making a strict budget, having multiple ways to make money, and even getting a side hustle to bring in extra cash.
Speaking of side hustles, that seems like a popular way to try out working from home. You can see if you like it without quitting your job.
It is. A lot of people do that. It's a good way to get experience, to build your portfolio and see if you actually enjoy working from home.
And maybe even turn that side hustle into your full-time gig.
Exactly, if you find the right thing and put in the work.
I'm starting to see why this blueprint is so popular. It doesn't just give you a list of jobs or businesses. It teaches you how to actually be successful working from home.
Exactly. It's not just about where you work. It's a whole different way of life.
And you probably need to be pretty good with technology too.
Definitely, especially for digital marketing, which seems to be a big part of the blueprint.
Yeah.
Whether you're finding a remote job or starting your own thing, you gotta be online and people need to be able to find you.
That's where all that SEO and content marketing stuff comes in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Can you explain that for those of us who aren't tech wizards?
Sure. SEO is like making sure your website shows up at the top of Google when people search for things.
Okay.
It's like having the best store on the busiest street. And then content marketing is making stuff online that people actually want to see and keeps them coming back for more.
So it's not just about having a website. It's about making sure people can find it and that they actually like what they see.
Exactly. And the blueprint gives some good tips on that, like how to use the right keywords on your website and how to write interesting blog posts or social media stuff.
That seems like a lot to learn, especially if you're used to working a normal job.
Yeah, it is, but the blueprint encourages what they call a growth mindset, which means you're always learning new things.
Okay.
And it gives you resources for learning, like links to online courses and webinars and stuff like that.
So you don't need to know everything right away. You just need to be willing to learn as you go.
Exactly. It's like learning a new language. You start with the basics, practice a lot, and eventually you get better and better.
I like that. So let's say someone is listening to this and they're thinking about working from home. What would you tell them?
I'd say start by figuring out why you want to work from home. Is it for more flexibility or to be your own boss or to do something you're really passionate about?
Okay.
Once you know your why, then you can start looking at the options that fit your goals.
It's easy to get excited about all the promises,
Yeah.
but you have to find what works best for you.
Absolutely. And it's a journey, not a destination. You'll hit some bumps along the way, but it can be really rewarding.
And you might actually end up working in your pajamas, like they say in the blueprint.
You might, but hey, no judgment if you want to get dressed, even if you're just working in your living room.
Exactly. That's the best part. You get to decide what work means for you.
Right.
So we've covered a lot of ground in this part. We talked about different work from home setups, money stuff, digital marketing, and always learning new things.
We have.
But there's one big thing we haven't talked about yet. How to actually set up your workspace at home and create a routine that works for you.
That's where the real work begins. Right. Join us as we tackle that in the final part of our deep dive.
All right, so we've talked about the big picture stuff, like different ways to work from home, money stuff, and all that tech stuff. But now let's talk about the actual day-to-day. How do you set up a workspace at home where you can actually get things done and not go crazy?
Yeah, that's where this blueprint gets really practical. It has a whole section on making a space that helps you focus and be creative, but also keeps your work life and your real life separate.
That's got to be one of the hardest things, right? When your home is your office, it's easy to mix everything up.
Totally.
You're working in your pajamas one minute, then you're doing laundry the next.
Yeah.
So how does the blueprint say you can handle that?
Well, the main thing is to have a dedicated workspace, even if it's just a corner of your living room. The idea is to have a separate spot for work so you can mentally switch gears when you're in that space.
So it's like having a mini commute, even if it's just from the couch to the desk.
Yeah, exactly. But what if you don't have an extra room to turn into an office?
Right. Not everyone has that.
The blueprint talks about ergonomics, which is basically making sure your workspace is comfortable and good for your body, even if it's small.
So like a good chair and making sure your computer screen is at the right height.
Exactly, and don't forget about natural light. That makes a big difference.
Oh yeah, natural light's the best. It definitely helps me feel better and get more done. But even with the perfect workspace, there are still distractions everywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. The fridge, the laundry, the TV, it's all right there.
Exactly. So how do you resist all that temptation?
That's where being disciplined comes in. The blueprint talks about setting boundaries not just with your space, but also with your time and energy.
That's so important. It's easy to fall into the trap of always being on when you work from home, checking emails at dinner, taking calls on the weekend, and then you just burn out.
Exactly. That's why the blueprint says you need to have set work hours and actually stick to them. It also says it's important to take breaks, get outside, do things that help you relax, and forget about work for a while.
That's where those tips on time management and productivity come in, right? What are some of the ones that you liked?
Well, I really liked the one about the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I think so.
It's where you work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. It's a really simple way to get a lot done without getting too tired.
I've tried that. It's amazing how much you can get done when you really focus for even a short time. But I guess everyone works differently, right?
Oh, definitely. What works for one person might not work for someone else. The blueprint says you should try different things and figure out what works best for you.
Okay.
It also says it's important to know when you're most productive and plan your day around that.
So it's about making working from home work for you.
Exactly. It's not one size fits all. It's about finding what fits you.
That's a great way to put it. So it sounds like this Work at Home Blueprint 2.0 has pretty much everything you need to know about working from home.
It does. It talks about the practical stuff, the mindset stuff, money stuff, even the things to watch out for.
And if people want to learn more, they can go to rebrand.ly/workathome25.
That's right, rebrand.ly/workathome25.
You know, after this deep dive, I'm actually feeling pretty good about the whole work from home thing. It's not always easy, but if you do it right and know yourself, it seems like it can be a really good way to work.
I agree. It's about finding that balance where you can be productive and happy and still have a life outside of work, even if the lines get a little blurry sometimes.
Well said. And hey, maybe someday we'll be recording this podcast in our pajamas, sipping coffee in our awesome home offices. But until then, thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and good luck with your work from home journey.